Being able to sing on pitch is not a natural-born ability.
Oh, look, she's a natural mother.
A lot of people believe it is, and maybe some people catch on to pitch easier than others. However, just because you can't sing on pitch now doesn't mean that you will never be able to sing on pitch.
I agree. She's a little pitchy.
You can actually get better with just a couple important steps. Hi, my name is Lauren. I'm a professional singer, voice teacher, conductor, and songwriter. And today we're going to talk about the 5 steps that you can use to improve your pitch matching abilities. Okay, so maybe at some point in your singing journey, someone has called your singing flat, pitchy, or worse, they've called you tone deaf. I'm here to tell you that if you can hear the difference between a question and a sentence, you are not tone deaf. If we think about a question, right, when we're asking a question, we tend to go up in pitch at the end. And then if we're saying a sentence, then we say, hi, my name is Lauren. Hi, ma da 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 da, right? So if you can hear the difference between a question and a sentence, you're not tone deaf. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of the science behind how we hear pitch, but if you're interested, you can check out this video by Danny Lee. In his video, he talks about how humans hear and understand pitch. I highly recommend giving it a watch. But what matching pitch comes down to is not a natural ability that you were born or blessed with. It all comes down to coordination. Let's imagine that you want to try surfing for the first time in your life. You've watched endless videos of surfing tournaments and lessons and you think that you can handle it. So if you jump into the Pacific Ocean and having no practice whatsoever, the odds are that you are going to fall off your surfboard. Why? Because you haven't practiced and you haven't built up the coordination yet. We have to think of singing pitches as the same thing. If you've spent your whole life only listening to music but never singing, the odds are when you open your mouth to go and sing, the pitches aren't going to be quite right. I've always had really great pitch, and I think that's because I was a total freak as a child. I was always singing my little heart out. In fact, probably screaming more often than singing. Always singing along in the car. I did choir. I sang in musical theater. But another thing that I would do is I would actually practice my scales at recess. So I had friends, I think, in elementary school, but sometimes I just wanted to spend elementary school recess alone, and I would just wander around outside singing da 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 da, and oftentimes I would kind of work my way up, I'd get a little lost, and then I would know that it was wrong, so I would go back and try it again. But not everyone was a little freak like I was, so maybe you're walking into singing for the first time of your life, and you're halfway through your life. That's okay. We can still learn how to sing pitch. So how do we finally learn how to sing on pitch? The first thing, you have to practice. Like I said, this could be as simple as singing in the car, or singing in the shower, or maybe you just have to wait until all your roommates and your family leave your house so you can pull up YouTube and sing karaoke in your house like your little heart wants you to. Yeah, I'm not exempt from that. I did that all the time. The goal should be to sing as much as you can. Get used to the feeling of singing, and with it will come coordination. The second thing to consider is breath support. Let's say you've already been singing your whole life, but you're still a little pitchy. Odds are you are not supporting your breath the way that you should be. If you have too little air and too little breath support, your pitch is going to go flat. If you have too much air and too much breath support, your pitch is going to go sharp. It's all about finding the breath balance so that your pitch can resonate in the proper frequency. If you're not sure how to support your breath, I already made a video on this. You can click it right here if you'd like to learn how to support your breath. The third thing, expanding your range. A lot of people think that singing is basically the same thing as speaking. It's not. So for example, when we speak, we're only using a minimal portion of our range. If you notice in this video, I really don't go higher than this note. And we want to make sure that when we're singing, we're not just using our speaking range, right? So our speaking range is our chest voice. We want to incorporate our head voice and our falsetto. So be sure to practice expanding your range, both high and low. If you want to learn how to do that, I will be making videos within the next couple weeks, so that you can learn how to expand your range if you're interested. The fourth thing is practicing your scales and arpeggios.
You must learn your scales and your arpeggios.
This is also a huge key factor in improving your pitch. If you remember that scene from The Sound of Music when they sing the Do Re Mi song, that's actually solfege. Solfege is what singers use to understand where pitches are. And we do often read sheet music, but sometimes we don't. And so using solfege is really, really helpful for all singers of all types, whether you know how to sight read music and read music or you don't. I'll be making another video on solfege probably in the future, but for now, if you're interested, you can check out this video right here. I highly recommend singing along with all of their videos so that you can not only see how the pitches move, but you can practice singing the scales and the exercises with them. The fifth thing that you want to consider when improving your pitch is finding your self-awareness. Self-awareness is a huge factor when it comes to being a good singer. We tend to learn best how to do this in a voice lesson, but obviously I know that not everyone is in a financial situation to take voice lessons. So the best way to find your self-awareness is to record and film yourself. That way you can listen back, you can hear if you're matching the pitches, you can see physically what you're doing, and you can be your own voice teacher. Another way to build up self-awareness is to find pitch monitoring apps. So in the early 2000s, Konami released a new video game called Karaoke Revolution. If you've played Dance Dance Revolution, this was kind of the artistic sister to that game. It was a video game where you would sing karaoke and the game would monitor your pitch and tell you how far off the note you were. Looking back, I think this game also greatly influenced my ability to match pitch. I played it all the time. My favorite song was Crazy in Love by Beyonce. Unfortunately, these days, games like Karaoke Revolution don't exist anymore. However, there is an app that you can download on your phone called Smule. This is not sponsored, by the way, and this is the closest thing that you're going to get to Karaoke Revolution. I'm not sure if you have to pay for it or not. I didn't really look into that aspect, but if you want immediate feedback on whether you're matching pitch or not, this is going to be your best option. And bonus point, the sixth and final thing that you need to remember when it comes to matching pitch is practicing. I said it at the beginning and I'm saying it again, because if you don't practice, your pitch is not going to get better. Pitch is not something that you can magically develop overnight. It's something that takes a lot of practice. So don't be afraid to sing. Sing in your car if you have to. Sing in the shower if you have to. But you need to get used to singing and you need to get used to listening. Those are the two most important things that you have to think about when it comes to singing on pitch. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week when we talk about how to expand your range. See you then.